This is a fun, exciting, energetic full moon, and even though there is some annoying shit going on astrologically, it's not really related to this full moon, so do something fun. I rarely say that, but like actually take advantage of this. So if you're excited to get into what this Sagittarius full moon means for you based on your sign and for everyone, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you are always up to date with what the stars have in store for you. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maren. I make astrology videos, and if you want me to look at your chart, I do have private readings that you can book. I also have music and movies and stuff, and I don't think anything will be out yet, but like be on the lookout. So this full moon is happening on June 11th, 2025, a little bit after midnight. The night of the 10th, morning of the 11th is this full moon. It's happening with the moon in Sagittarius and the sun in Gemini because full moons are always when the sun is opposite the moon. Full moons are releases of energy. They're exciting and they're usually either an ending if it looks like kind of yucky or a celebration if it looks more positive, which in this case, it does look a little bit happier and more fun than something challenging. This is happening with the moon in the third decan of Sagittarius because it's at 20 degrees, so it's in the last third. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, which is a really uplifting, positive energy, but this full moon and the moon where it is in the 10 of Wands tarot card, kind of that's what's associated with this part of Sagittarius. It's known as the Lord of Oppression. It's ruled by Saturn, and it shows the end of a season because you don't want to sustain that energy anymore. You're good. You do not want that piling up on you. You do not need that stress. So it's you exiting a chapter because you're unwilling to deal with the stress and the headache of that anymore. Whereas the sun is in the third decan of Gemini, that's associated with the 10 of Swords tarot card. And that's usually a card of being decisive and kind of fixing an issue because you have clarity. So this is all showing that although something is ending because you're like, fuck this, I'm over the stress, it's good because you're clear about what's happened and you're letting that go. During this, Saturn is conjunct Neptune in Aries, so there is an energy of individual moderation due to spiritual reasons, although it's not related to the events of this full moon. But you might have found a newfound kind of seriousness or way of conditioning your behavior for spiritual or ethical reasons that's now a part of your life. Jupiter is conjunct Mercury in Cancer, which is lovely because that shows positive, uplifting, really joyful communication. Again, unrelated specifically to this full moon, but it's still really nice that although there's a seriousness that's kind of binding our actions, our communication is very uplifting and positive. Venus in Taurus is squaring Pluto in Aquarius, which is kind of yucky because that can show relationship manipulation, games of chess, or psychological tension. So just be aware that relationship dynamics going on, even though they're not a part of this full moon, could be kind of tense. And then Mars is also squaring Uranus, which can show unstable, chaotic ways of dealing with problems. So although this full moon doesn't have any aspects to any other planets really, it doesn't have anything that is impacting it, the other things going on in the astrology show that people are being nice to each other and talking kindly on the surface, but the actual actions and relationships could be rather manipulative, and then people are acting wild and out of pocket with that Mars-Uranus square. That is not cute to see, and that's rather annoying. So take this full moon to do something cute for yourself that is unrelated to anything in your life or drama or whatever, because it looks unrelated. It's adventurous, it's exciting, it's fun, and I would do something that is completely not tied into what's going on in any other area. So if you have any thoughts or any feelings about this full moon, let me know below. I'm interested to hear what you're planning on or feeling about this because it's the first lunation without Jupiter in Gemini, which would really color this differently. And I am running late for dinner, so I'm going to film the rest of this later. Okay, sorry for the interruption. I'm back to talk about what this means for you based on your individual rising sign. So make sure that you are aware of your rising sign because the place that this falls in your chart depends on your rising sign. So Aries risings, this is in your 9th house of foreign travel or higher education. You're probably either finishing or celebrating something that you have done around travel with a trip that you've taken or somewhere you've been for a while, or you're finishing like a degree or something that you've studied. For Taurus risings, this is your 8th house, which is shared finances and investments. So you're probably either paying off a loan, selling something that you own that's an asset that makes you money, or finishing a chapter financially involving another person. If you are a Gemini rising, this is in your 7th house of committed relationships and partnerships. So this could be for some people a breakup. However, because this full moon doesn't really look bad, this could just be a chapter ending with a partnership or something ending with someone else that's not the relationship, but like something that you've worked squirrel right outside my window. Something that you've worked on together. For Cancer risings, this is your 6th house, which is physical health or coworkers. So you're either having something finished that you were dealing and struggling with physically, like you could have had an injury or an illness that you're kind of finishing up the treatment for or the chapter around, or it could be that you are finishing something that you've worked on with your employees or coworkers. If you are a Leo rising, this is in your 5th house, which is romance or creativity. So that can show that you're either having a really important event happen romantically that's not really a new beginning, but it's like a one-off important fun night. It could show that you're just partying, you're just having fun. It could also show that you are releasing or putting out something creatively. If you are a Virgo rising, this is in your 4th house of home or family. So you could be moving or having a party or something finishing up that is an event happening around where you live or with your family. If you're a Libra rising, this is in your 3rd house, which is communication or travel, like short-term travel. So this could be that you're either putting out a statement or content or something that you've worked on verbally, like a body of work or writing. Could also be that you are doing something like traveling within your like relatively nearby area, and that is an important event. If you were a Scorpio rising, this is in your 2nd house of money. So you're either spending money on something and you're making a purchase that is substantial, or it could show that you are ending doing something that makes you money and you're culminating that chapter of making money. If you're a Sagittarius rising, this is all about you. This is you as the main character. You're getting attention, you're getting appreciation. Spotlight is on you. You're the performer and the main character for this. So whether or not you are literally having a party about yourself, it is about you and your actions and you being seen as you. If you're a Capricorn rising like me, this is in our 12th house of mental health or spirituality. So we're either realizing something that we're dealing with mentally that's a problem, or we are actively eliminating and having something come up that we are getting rid of that is a spiritual or mental health issue. If you are an Aquarius rising, this is your 11th house of networking and friends. So you're probably cutting the cord or having something that celebrates the ending of a social group or connection in an organization sense to other people socially. If you are a Pisces rising, this is your 10th house of career. So you guys are having something come out or culminate around your work, something that you've worked on is coming out. It could also show you leaving your job if that is the culmination of a degree of work that you've done. Now I will pull a tarot card. My tarot cards are always all over the room to see what is coming up for this full moon. Page of Cups reversed. So Page of Cups upright is usually like the communication that inspires you or the communication that leads to emotional clarity. It's kind of what leads to the emotion. Page of Cups reverse could show that there's a blockage or a change in the way that you are emotionally getting your needs met. So it doesn't show like a big emotional upheaval, but that you're no longer going about getting something emotionally fulfilling in a certain way. So if you enjoyed this, please do like and subscribe and let me know in the comments below how you're feeling about this full moon. I hope that it is a good one for you. I hope that you're doing well. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. Take care.